Hi folks. So we'll start off with the introduction. Those harmonics that I start off with was actually done on the bass, but I played it on the guitar. So 12th fret on the D string, 7th fret on the G string, 7th fret on the D string. Actually 3 notes. Playing harmonics, you're not actually pressing down on the fret at all. You want to just touch the string just above the fret wire itself, so right on it. You don't get them everywhere. You'll get them in certain places. It's sort of like equal divisions of how the string's divided up between that length there. So that's bang on halfway. I think the 5th fret harmonic there is half of that again. And it kind of works like that. But anyway, I'm digressing. The bass carries on doing that all the way through this opening riff. So starts after 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 2nd fret on the A string, and we're just palm muting the open E string and that A string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And we're going to move up to 1 fret, but we're going to bring the E string up 1 fret as well. So we started off with an E there, now we've gone to an F. Slide it up 2 more frets. We're now G, or G5 technically. A G5 or a power chord. Normally when we play a power chord on the guitar we play 3 strings. But that E string and the D string are actually the same note, they're just 12 semitones apart. So it's like playing that, you know, it's 2 notes at the same time. So yeah, normally when you play a power chord like that, you have 2 roots and a 5th, which gives you a nice big deep sound, but we don't need that for this. Just the root, 1 root and 1 5th, that's all we need. So from the G, which is the 3rd fret and 5th fret on the E and A strings, up to the A, 5th fret, 7th fret. You could either go up 1 more fret to a B flat, so 8th and 10th fret, or I come over to the 1st and 3rd fret on the A and D strings, same notes. Exact same thing. So it's just a preference thing where you want to swap over strings. Up another 2 frets, we get a C. Up another 2 frets, we get a D. Going to swap strings again. Now I'm going to come over to the D and G strings, 2nd and 4th fret. That's an E. So now 3rd and 5th fret on the D and the G, so that's an F. And then up 2 frets to the 5th and 7th, which gives us a G. So altogether, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G, and a nice big open D minor chord to hit the power on at the end. The palm mute is going all the way up, but when you get into the D and G strings, so this E, F and G here, you're opening the mute up. So by the time you're playing the G chord, there's no mute left on it. So it kind of builds and builds. It gets starts off sort of that chuggy power bit. By the time you get to the end, it's almost screaming, ready to hit that big power, big powerful D minor chord. So the riff. D minor, and then I'm going to take my ring finger across because I'm palm muting here, and when I'm palm muting the D chord, the D minor chord, I am actually including the A string. Technically you shouldn't, it makes it, it's still a D minor chord, but it just makes it slightly different. The root note's wrong, but for something like this, it doesn't really matter. And I'm kind of strumming as far as the B string. I might occasionally catch the high E string, so that's why I'm leaving that finger on there. But then I'm going to shorten my strum strokes, and I'm going to take my ring finger across to the 3rd fret on the D string, walk it down to the 2nd fret, and then open A, and then into this B flat chord. Now the way I'm doing that B flat chord, because it's all very quick, and I'm palm muting, so I'm only using the low end of the guitars. I'm not really playing the high strings at all. Excuse me. I can get away without playing the full chord properly, so I'm just like, I'm a bit of a messy chord shape. I'm hitting the 1st fret on the A string, and I'm sort of barring the D and G strings on the 3rd fret. Just because it's easy. It's quite an easy to move to do from that D minor, especially when you've got that walk down in there. And then to a C, just a normal C. The second time round, starts off exactly the same. And then now it changes. We come to the 2nd fret on the D string, open, and then to a C. And that's again all under the palm mute. If you don't hit, because it's palm muted, if you don't hit the full C, you can get away with just hitting the C note, the A string on the 3rd fret. Next we've got the solo, which I admit I did mess up a little bit at the start of that, but never mind. Now, underneath that, I think the bass is kind of following the similar riff. If you put chords under that, you'd have D minor, F to E, which is, that's that bit. So D minor, C. Yeah, so you could mess around with that underneath if you want. I would let the bass do the work, and the second guitar can just hit a power chord underneath, just not even a power chord. I would let the bass do the work and just hit a D minor chord and let it ring. Sit underneath that quite happily. And then when it comes to the bit where you've got the second guitar, which is the bit I didn't show, is playing a B flat to C, and it's just going backwards and forwards over that. So I think it's doing something like something like that, and that's sitting underneath that. That, by the way, is 8th fret stretches, bends on the E string, and then the B string, then the B string. It holds its bend for ages, it brings it back down, drops it down to the 6th, to the 5th, and then it's that D minor power again. So a wee tip on palm muting. Now, the effect that you're trying to get it can be difficult for a beginner in particular to pick it up, because you can't see what's going on. It doesn't look like you're doing anything, but the sound's changing. You can't figure out why. So what's happening is, if I just take my low E string, I pluck it, and it just rings, and it rings, and it rings, and it rings until it fades out, yeah? So that's open ringing. Now what we're trying to do is basically, if I put my finger just in front of the bridge, so that I'm not actually pressing down on it, but I'm touching the string, and all it's doing is taking the ring out of it and gives it a slightly duller sound, that muted sound. You'll know when you've got the position right. You can hear it, yeah? It's not down here, it's not down here, it's just right in front of where the string crosses whatever it is, a bit of plastic or a bit of metal, whatever it is, the last thing that touches the string before the nuts, so the actual working part of the string. So you want your finger just in front of that, and that'll give you that nice dull sound. We still get the note, but it doesn't ring. And then when we add that together, so we use the side of our hand to do that, we get a good chunky sound. The other thing to say is, especially when you do something this quick, because it's going at a fair pace, you have a tendency to cramp up, because you strum everything. All your strumming is kind of from the wrist, and it's mostly in your thumb, in your hand. You tend to get cramp all down your arm with this, because you're working this part of your arm quite hard, and you're not actually moving it, so there's no blood getting back away. It's all getting built up there. The worst thing you can do is tense up. You need to try and keep it as relaxed as possible. As soon as you start tensing up, you feel it cramping and starting to tense up, your rhythm will go, you'll lose it. What you do have in this one, as you come into the verse, the chorus sections, you've got an opportunity to, because everything builds up and opens up, all the damps come off, all the mutes come off rather, and you're just playing big open chords. So use that opportunity to wave your arm about a little bit, give it, as you're doing those big strums like that, you can sort of shake out that bits of cramp at the same time. But yeah, worst thing you can do, keep tense, just keep relaxed as you possibly can, especially on those mutes, because it gets painful if not. Anyway, that's it. So hope you enjoyed this one. If you do, don't forget to hit the like button. Maybe watch a couple more of my videos. I'm sure if you like this one, there'll be others that you like as well. Cheers, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.